everyone, how are you today? Welcome to my channel. How is everybody doing? All good? I know what you're probably thinking, girl, you just been to Romania and you already made like a Romanian recipe. Well, here we are. I want to share with you guys this recipe. It's very easy and very delicious. And did I say easy? So today, you guys, we're going to make mici or mititei or meat rolls in English translation, and in Romanian translation mici basically means like small ones or small, so it will be like small meat rolls basically. I went online, you guys, and I did a little bit of research. I was like, okay, let me see what else do people put inside their mici when they are making the recipes, and I saw a lot of recipes they are using beef broth. I'm not going to make it. I'm just going to go back to my roots, to my original recipe that I have made it before. Fortunately, we don't make any more homemade mici just because it's very easy to buy them. You will find them in every supermarket, in every shop they are selling meat. They have their own recipes, they add stuff, they remove stuff, they keep improving, and that's just amazing. But to be honest, all the time, everywhere that we bought it, they were delicious. And every time I go to Romania, I bring like 1 or 2 casseroles and just keep them in the freezer and have them wherever we are craving them basically. But like I said, I'm not going to use beef broth. I'm just going to use cold water. This cold water has to be very cold. You can add ice in your water, or do as I do. I just keep the water in the fridge and just use it very cold. Many times I have told you guys that our main protein is pork, and we do going to use pork, but for this recipe the star of the show, it's actually beef. Doesn't matter what type of the meat do you use, you have to use the meat that has fat on it. It's very important, the fat in this recipe. So whatever you want to use, more beef, or you want to add pork, or you want to even add lamb. In today's recipe, I'm going to use 550 grams of beef and 450 grams of pork. If you want to use lamb, just put half of the quantity of the pork, put lamb, minced lamb basically. So instead of 450 grams of pork, just use 250 grams of pork and just add 250 grams of lamb. If you have a meat grinder, that's amazing. You can use that. It's actually very recommended for the meat to be like minced freshly. Unfortunately, I do not have a meat grinder right here in Dubai. In Romania we do have it, we use it a lot, but here I don't have that, so I'm just using minced beef and pork, and whatever I needed that it's actually minced it, and I buy it like that from the store. It's delicious as well, don't worry, there's not an issue, it's still very delicious. Many times I have told you guys that when it comes to condiments in our cuisine, we are very basic. We do use pepper, salt, paprika, and today we're going to use thyme. In the recipes that I saw, the people, they were using like 2 more condiments, and I'm going to translate it because the recipes that I saw, they were actually in Romanian, so I'm going to translate it and put it in the recipe down below just as a note if you want to use it. I don't use that ones, and they're still very delicious, but if you have them, if you want to use them, if you want to go for that extra flavor, I'm just going to put them in the description down below, and the quantities as well for the quantity of the meat that I'm using in today's video. Yeah. Very big important thing is with the mici is the time. So usually if you have like a barbecue tomorrow, I would recommend you to just prepare the meat a night before and just leave it rest in the fridge during the night. All the flavors, they are coming together, and it's very good for the meat, this process. You will have to mix it at least 3-5 minutes just for everything to come very good together. And you can actually add a little bit more water. I did use 200 ml of water in today's recipe and it worked out. But if you feel that needs a little bit more water, go ahead and just add 100 ml more, 50, 150. This depends on how much fat your meat basically has. I did prepare the meat last night and I leave it in the fridge, and in the morning I took it out, I mix it a little bit more, and then I'm just greasing one chop board with some olive oil, and I'm using this just because it's very easy to cut them. After that it's very easy to handle them. But if you prepare them, I don't know, to have it in a few days or just to store them, or you make a bigger quantity, there is this aluminum trays that you can actually use, or you can use a baking tray, or you can use whatever you want. Just that with the chopping board I learned that it's very easy to cut and very easy to handle after that. To be honest, you guys, I don't use any measurements. I'm just going with the flow. I made them before and I know how to like model them. This will never be the perfect size because when you cook them, for all the fat it will get cooked basically, and they will never be like the perfect size. No, at least the one they are homemade, the one they are making in the supermarkets and in a big companies, they are, because they use something else and they are having this machine. They are very professional and they remove all the extra air, to call it like that, and all the stuff. But homemade, they will never be like the perfect size. And I think that's the beauty in homemade. They never have to be like perfect. It is like, okay, it's homemade, it's nice, it's made with love. But for today's video I'm going to show you guys how to do it to make like the perfect size if you are very perfectionist and you want to go like to be the perfect size. I'm using these bags from IKEA. You can use whatever bags you want. You can use like the piping bags, you can use the simple bag, you can use whatever you want. I would recommend you guys not to put a lot of the composition inside, just because it will be very hard to make the rolls basically. Just keep in mind this is meat, it has more weight than I don't know, you will use it for like whipping cream or for the buttercream or stuff like that. So it will be a little bit hard to handle it. So just put a little bit in the piping bag. Before you add it in the piping bag, of course you'll need a centimeter. So the size for the bag, it will be 4 centimeters, like that's like the standard size. You can do whatever you want, you just need to be creative. I just want to give you some like starting points. So we will cut our bag 4 centimeters and then we're going to add the meat inside and we're gonna start preparing the rolls. I like this chopping board just because it has like 30 centimeters and I can cut them after that in 10 centimeters. If you're very good with the piping, go ahead and just make them 10 centimeters straight away. But I realize it's easier just to make like a roll of 10 centimeters and after that just cut them. This they have a little bit of, they're not perfectly round just because of the type of bag, but I'm going to show you that I'm going to give them that nice round shape after I finish laying them. There you go. And you see, if you go with your hand over them, they will become like very round and nice shaped and easy. So you guys, here we have them. Of course they are not the same size. Here I put some longer, some shorter, but I do have some extra, so I'm just going to add and I'm going to show you how I do it so they will stay together. I'm just going to add some here, thing like that, and a little bit there before I cut it. And you just take this one and just put them together like that. Don't worry, they will stay because the meat is good to work with now, and we can make it as we want basically, you see. If you're planning to make them today like I have done, just keep them in the fridge for at least 1 hour. They need that time. They really need that time in the fridge. Of course, you guys, I do not have a grill but in Romania we do have, and we have them on the grill all the time, but here I don't have a grill. So I'm having this pan that is actually from IKEA, and it's very good. It just takes a long time to heat up, but it's very good and gives the grill fantasy. Has this strip that gives you a feeling that it was actually made on the grill, but it was actually made in the pan. Before you put them in the pan, if they are not like perfectly round because of the knife, how do you cut them and everything, you just go into the edges. You can put a little bit of water on your hand if you like, and you just go into the edges. But because of the grease, it will be very easy to handle, and most of the times you don't need the water, but just in case you need, just put in a bowl some water, put your hand in the water and just fix them, the edges, whatever you feel that they need some fixing. Let's bake them. So I put this pan that I usually use when we are trying to make like a barbecue indoor, because clearly I don't have a barbecue like I said. So I'm heating this. Has to be very hot. Of course, if you're doing it on the barbecue, they will be even more delicious, but I'm working with what I have basically. These are the Mici. Just going to remove this one, and we're going to start putting them in the pan. Mine it's quite hot already. So you guys, if you have something like this, you see, you just need to roll it in your hand for all these parts, so they will be nice and easy. And also you can give it like this a roll, so they will be like even more round. So here we go. We have them. They are still a little bit hot, but I want to show you guys. Let me take one from the first batch, to call it like that, to show you how are they looking inside. Oh my god. Woo, so juicy and so nice. And my camera is not focused. There we go, a better view. Delicious. Now of course, you guys, you can have them with mustard. This is how we love to have them in Romania, with mustard. And don't forget about bread. I would recommend you guys not to flip them a lot, like just go through every side, just leave them longer just for them to get cooked, but don't flip them a lot, too many sides. Of course, this is a pan, the grease is still there, so it will have, but on the barbecue the grease is actually going to go into the charcoal and it's going to get burned, so you don't have that extra fat that gives that juiciness and that amazing taste and unique flavor basically. On the grill or even in the pan, just don't flip them a lot. For myself personally, I like to just put them in the pan, leave them, I just check if they are okay or not, and just move them for each side, like basically 4 times. If you think they need extra, of course you can flip them, but try not to flip them as much. Leave them on the side longer so it will cook, and like I said, all that juiciness, it will stay inside for longer time. Yeah, you guys, so this is the recipe for the Mici. They turn out very delicious. I know they are not the prettiest one, but they are delicious, believe me. They are so nice, and like I said, so easy to make. You just need to have patience when it comes to the meat and just leave it rest for longer. That's all. It's basically very simple. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe, like and comment down below, and I shall see you in my next one. Bye.